Hello my little buddies, here's your science tutor, Nishat. So in our previous session, we have studied about the light, luminous and non-luminous objects, and we have also classified the objects based on their transparency. Today, let us deal with the next half of this chapter. Now that we are already familiar with the fact that the light helps us to see the things around us, so let us study about the other few properties of the light. The first property of light states that light forms shadows of opaque objects. Well, we see shadows of ourselves and every other object in daily life, but we never knew what was the actual reason behind it. Well, that is because these opaque objects do not allow the light to pass through them. The light gets blocked by these opaque objects, and hence a dark patch is formed on the ground, which is nothing but the shadows. So the shadows are formed on the ground or any other surface when the light falls on an opaque object. Well, to check that out, I have a simple setup here. Screen. There is already light in this room, and I have an opaque object. So let's check if this forms a shadow on the screen. Well, you can just see that it has formed a shadow on the screen. That is because this object is not allowing the light to pass through it, and hence a dark patch is formed on the screen, which is nothing but the shadow. Hope the concept of shadow was clear enough. The next property of light states that the light travels in a straight line. Now, how can we find that out? Well, for that, I have another simple experiment where I've placed screen at one end and few eyepieces with central holes in such a way that all these eyepieces lie in a straight line. And I have a source of light, that is laser. Now, I'll let this laser light pass through these eyepieces. Yes, you can see that this laser light has passed all these eyepieces and reached the screen, which says that the light travels in a straight line. Now, let us move one of these eyepieces to a little side and check what will happen. Now, you can see that I have moved one of the eyepieces to a little side. Once again, I'll let the laser light pass through them and check if it reaches the screen. Now, I've allowed the laser light to pass through these holes, but you can see that this laser light has been blocked by that moved eyepiece. In case if the light would take a curve, it would have bent through this moved eyepiece and would have passed and reached the screen. But as you saw, it did not take a curve, which shows that the light travels in a straight line. That was the second property of light. And by this principle, we can construct a simple pinhole camera. It just requires two rectangular boxes, a small hole in one, and a screen on the other box. Using these two boxes, we can make a simple pinhole camera and look around to observe the images. But surprisingly, the images that are formed in the pinhole camera are inverted. Now, why is that so? Well, that is because, now for example, the light falling on the point A of the tree travels in a straight line and passes through the pinhole and reaches the screen as A1. Similarly, the light falling on the point B of the tree travels in a straight line and passes through the pinhole and reaches the screen as B1. And hence, the image appears inverted in a pinhole camera. So this pinhole camera is based on the principle of the light travels in a straight line. Now you too can make this pinhole camera and enjoy. So children, we are in the last part of this chapter where we shall see the basic introduction of reflections. So what are these? We see ourselves in the mirror every day, but what we see in mirror is actually a reflection. So what are reflections? When the light falls on a smooth, shiny surface like a mirror, it bounces back the light. That is called as reflection. Now let's check how the light bounces back from this mirror. So I have a screen placed here and a laser. So let's check that out. Now can you see that? The light has reflected from this mirror and is falling on this screen. So this is nothing but the reflection. So with this, we come to an end of this chapter. Hope you enjoyed learning. See you all in the next video. Till then, take care.